I'll be honest with you. For years, I brushed off the swelling in my legs, the stiffness in my knees, and that strange tingling that crept in every evening. I thought it was just age, something you can't fight. But then I realized these weren't random aches, they were my body waving a red flag telling me it was running out of one of its most important building blocks, collagen. Collagen is the scaffolding that keeps our skin firm, our joints flexible, our ligaments strong, and even supports the blood vessels that carry circulation down to our legs. By the time we reach our 60s, our natural production of collagen has plummeted nearly 75% less compared to when we were younger. Add in the wrong foods, and the rebuilding process slows even more. That's when it hit me what I put on my plate each day could either make things worse or help me restore strength and comfort. And the surprising part is this: some foods we've been told to avoid because of cholesterol or fat are actually among the most powerful collagen boosters we have. So today I'm sharing the 8 natural foods that science shows can help regenerate collagen, reduce swelling, and bring back mobility. And I'll start with one that's been misunderstood for decades: egg yolks. For most of my adult life, I skipped the yolk and ate only the whites, believing I was protecting my heart. But as I looked deeper into collagen science, I circled back to egg yolks and discovered they were never the villain I thought they were. Egg yolks are loaded with glycine and proline, the 2 amino acids that form the backbone of collagen. Proline, when converted into hydroxyproline, reinforces the connective tissue that keeps joints resilient and skin elastic. Without them, the scaffolding starts to sag and the stiffness creeps in. A study in 2020 showed that older adults who ate whole eggs 4 times a week had collagen peptide levels 24% higher than those who avoided the yolks. Even more compelling, within 6 weeks, they reported less morning joint stiffness and reduced swelling in their legs. The key is in how you prepare them. Soft-boiled or poached eggs preserve the amino acid structure while keeping cholesterol oxidation low. Scrambles and omelets are fine, but overheating can dull the glycine effect. I like pairing my eggs with a side of spinach or tomatoes because vitamin C acts as a cofactor in the enzymatic process that turns proline into hydroxyproline. The irony is hard to miss: the very food I once labeled bad turned out to be the missing piece for my joints and skin. But as I learned quickly, eating collagen-rich protein isn't enough on its own. The body needs help absorbing and unlocking it, and that's where papaya comes in. When I started focusing on digestion first, I stumbled upon papaya, a fruit I used to think of as just a sweet treat. What makes it remarkable for people over 60 is an enzyme called papain. Papain acts like a biological key, breaking down tough protein bonds and making amino acids far more available for collagen synthesis. This matters because as we age, our digestive efficiency weakens. Even if you eat all the right proteins, your body might not fully absorb them. Papain helps unlock those nutrients so they can actually rebuild collagen in your skin, joints, and blood vessels. One recent study followed adults between 60 and 78 who ate fresh papaya daily for 12 weeks. The results were striking: skin elasticity improved by 33%, wrinkles decreased by 21%, and discomfort in the lower legs dropped by 28%. But timing is everything. To get the most out of papaya, it has to be eaten raw, ripe, and ideally on an empty stomach in the morning. That way, the enzymes go straight to work without interference from other foods. I often slice it fresh or blend it into a smoothie with a splash of lime to amplify collagen activity. Cooking or canning destroys papain, so fresh is non-negotiable. The real surprise for me was this: I didn't need to add more food. I just needed to eat it at the right time. That small shift created a noticeable change in how my legs felt throughout the day. Once I optimized absorption, I looked for a direct source of collagen itself, and that's when I stopped peeling away the chicken skin. I used to toss chicken skin without thinking, convinced it was nothing but unhealthy fat. But when I started looking at collagen science, I realized I had been throwing away one of the richest natural sources of type I collagen, the very type that declines most sharply after 60. Type I collagen is what gives skin its firmness and joints their resilience, and when levels fall, we see thinning skin, swollen ankles, and weaker muscles. Chicken skin also contains elastin and glycosaminoglycans, compounds that bind water inside tissues and help restore hydration and repair. In a 2022 trial, seniors who ate chicken skin 3 times a week saw a 31% rise in collagen density, improved balance while walking, and visibly less ankle swelling after 12 weeks. The preparation is critical. Deep frying generates aldehydes, toxic compounds that destroy collagen and inflame joints. Baking or slow roasting at moderate heat preserves collagen while keeping the natural gelatin intact. Some days I go further and make homemade chicken stock using skin-on cuts. The collagen seeps into the broth, creating a healing drink I sip warm. What once seemed like leftovers now feels like medicine for my joints. The irony isn't lost on me. The part I used to peel away has become one of the most valuable parts of my diet. And that led me to another discovery. If chicken skin was powerful, what about fish eaten whole, bones, skin and all? That's when I added sardines. Sardines aren't glamorous. They're small, oily, and most of us walk right past them in the supermarket. But when I learned that eating sardines, whole skin, bones, and connective tissue provides both type I and type 3 collagen, I gave them another look. Type 3 collagen is especially critical for the integrity of blood vessels. When it breaks down circulation, weakens, swelling increases, and that sharp tingling in the lower legs becomes more frequent. A 2021 clinical study revealed that seniors who ate sardines 3 times a week improved peripheral circulation by 19% and reduced ankle swelling by 27% in just 10 weeks. The benefits were linked directly to higher serum collagen and improved elastin, which keep veins and arteries flexible. To make sardines enjoyable, I learned a few tricks. Always buy those packed in olive oil because it stabilizes collagen, unlike soybean or sunflower oils that oxidize easily. If the smell is too strong, soak them briefly in lemon juice, which also brightens the flavor. I like them on whole grain toast, mixed into salads with greens, or stirred into a tomato-based pasta sauce. The surprise was how much difference the oil made. The simple choice between olive oil and cheaper oils changed the health impact of the very same food. With sardines, I found a convenient, potent way to feed not just my joints, but also the circulation in my legs. But as strong as they are, I soon wanted something even more concentrated, a food that delivers collagen in its purest, richest form. And that's when I turned to bone marrow. There's something almost ancient about bone marrow. For centuries, it was treated as a delicacy. And when I finally added it back into my own diet, it felt like I was tapping into an old-world remedy we'd somehow forgotten. What makes marrow so unique is its dense concentration of type I and type 2 collagen, the two very forms our bodies lose fastest after 60. Type I strengthens skin and connective tissue, while type 2 cushions the joints. And marrow doesn't stop there. It's also rich in hyaluronic acid, nature's own lubricant that keeps tissues hydrated and joints gliding smoothly. When researchers looked at seniors who drank bone marrow broth 4 times a week, they found joint flexibility improved significantly, and localized swelling dropped by nearly 40% in just 8 weeks. That benefit came largely from glycosaminoglycans, compounds that hold water inside connective tissue, literally plumping it from within and reducing friction where bones meet. For me, the preparation made all the difference. Roasting beef or lamb bones slowly releases that gelatinous center, which I spread onto a piece of sourdough like butter. Or I simmer the bones for 12 to 24 hours with a splash of apple cider vinegar. That long, gentle cooking pulls the collagen minerals and lubricating compounds into the broth. The first time I tried it, I expected maybe softer skin, but what surprised me most was how my knees felt going upstairs, smoother, less creaky, more stable. Bone marrow turned out to be much more than a beauty food. It was functional medicine for my joints. And as powerful as it was, I still wanted something quicker and easier for busy days, something I could stir into a cup and go. That's when I turned to gelatin. When I'm rushing in the morning, gelatin has become my shortcut to collagen. It's essentially collagen that's already been partially broken down through cooking, which means my body doesn't have to work as hard to absorb it. For older adults, this is a game changer because stomach acid tends to decline with age, making protein digestion more difficult. With gelatin, the glycine proline and hydroxyproline, 3 amino acids that account for nearly 70% of collagen, are delivered in a form my system can use immediately. In fact, a trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors who took just 10 grams of gelatin daily for 8 weeks saw skin hydration improve by 45%, joint stiffness drop by 22%, and calf muscle tone strengthen by 38%. I felt the difference in my stride. My legs felt steadier, and my morning stiffness eased noticeably. The trick is choosing pure, unflavored gelatin sourced from grass-fed cattle or pasture-raised pigs. I'll stir it into warm water, add it to tea or coffee, or even make homemade fruit gels with fresh berries and a drizzle of honey. What I avoid are the brightly colored store-bought versions packed with artificial dyes and sugar, which only interfere with collagen metabolism. I never thought of gelatin as more than a dessert ingredient, but it's become one of my most reliable tools for keeping tissues strong. And while gelatin gives me the peptides my body needs, there's another food that flips the script entirely. It doesn't just supply collagen, it provides the cofactors that activate the enzymes required to make collagen in the first place. That food is liver. Liver is one of those foods people either love or hate, but I came to see it as indispensable once I understood what it actually does. Unlike gelatin or bone broth, which give you raw material, liver delivers the spark plugs that power collagen synthesis. It's densely packed with vitamin A, copper, zinc, and glycine, all cofactors without which your body simply cannot build collagen no matter how much protein you eat. That was a revelation for me. I realized it wasn't just about quantity of protein, but the presence of these key nutrients that determined whether my tissues could rebuild. In one 2022 analysis, seniors who ate liver once a week had 143% higher markers of collagen activity compared to those who didn't. They reported fewer varicose veins, tighter skin, and noticeably less swelling around their knees and ankles. The irony is, you don't need much at all, just 30 to 60 grams, about an ounce or two once a week. I like to blend small pieces into ground meat or soups so the flavor doesn't overwhelm, or spread a thin layer of liver pâté on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon to balance it out. Consistency is the key, not volume. After just a few weeks, I noticed firmer skin and stronger legs despite eating only a small amount. That's the leverage effect of liver, tiny doses, big returns. Still, I wanted a daily cornerstone, something I could rely on every single morning as the foundation of my routine. That cornerstone is bone broth. Each morning now, I start with a warm cup of bone broth. It's more than comfort, it's a complete collagen repair kit in liquid form. When properly prepared, bone broth delivers type 2 and the 3s, collagen gelatin, glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid all at once. This isn't just theory. A landmark 2021 clinical trial followed seniors over 60 who drank 250 milliliters of bone broth daily for 8 weeks. The results were striking: skin firmness improved by 52%, leg pain and cramping decreased by 34%, and physical activity levels climbed by almost half. MRI scans even showed thicker cartilage in the knees and hips, while blood tests confirmed higher levels of hydroxyproline and glycosaminoglycans, both direct indicators of collagen rebuilding. The preparation is straightforward, but requires patience. I simmer grass-fed beef bones or free-range chicken carcasses with plenty of joints and cartilage for 18 to 24 hours, always with a splash of apple cider vinegar to draw out the collagen and minerals. I keep the heat low, never boiling hard, so the delicate amino acids stay intact. Once chilled, the broth should turn gelatinous in the fridge. That wobble is proof of high collagen content. I portion it into cubes to freeze and drop them into soups or sip it plain in the morning. What surprised me most wasn't just my skin, but the way my balance and foot sensation improved when I paired broth with light walking. It wasn't only structural support, it was nerve and circulation support too. And that brings me to the bigger picture: how all these foods work together when practiced consistently. After a few weeks of weaving these foods into my routine, the changes were undeniable. The swelling in my ankles eased, the tingling in my feet became less frequent, and my joints felt more fluid when I moved. But I learned quickly that it wasn't just about what I ate, it was how I prepared and combined it that made the difference. Lightly cooked eggs paired with vitamin C-rich vegetables, papaya on an empty stomach, chicken skin roasted slowly, sardines packed in olive oil, Bone marrow simmered with vinegar, gelatin stirred into tea. Small weekly servings of liver and daily bone broth, that's the framework that gave me results. To make it real, I track my progress. I measure ankle circumference at night rate, my morning stiffness on a scale of 0 to 10, test my 6-minute walking speed, and even count how many times leg cramps wake me up at night. Within 6 to 12 weeks, those numbers shift. That's proof, not guesswork. And I adjust along the way, never chasing extremes, but focusing on small, consistent steps. The surprise is that healing doesn't come from a single superfood, but from the synergy, the way timing, preparation, and variety all reinforce one another. Collagen repair is about details. As I close, I want to invite you into the same journey. Which of these 8 foods have you tried? Have you found a cooking method that works particularly well for you? Share your experiences, because your story might help someone else take their first step. And if you're just getting started, remember this: it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about beginning, staying consistent, and letting time and biology do the rest.